Welcome back to the Brentford save, everyone. We continue on with our journey in the Premier League today and also start our journey in European football proper with the group stage of the Europa League. We've Dinamo Moscow today as well as Atletico Madrid as well. We'll be simulating Liverpool, we'll be simulating Tranmere, and we'll probably simulate Atleti as well. I'm recording this before you've seen episode 2. I'm going to gauge your feedback on what I mentioned in episode 2 for the Atleti idea. And then implement that in the second game against them later in the group stage. So we shall play Fulham, Dinamo Moscow and Everton today and sim the other three. And hopefully we'll get a better idea of where we actually stand as a side this season. We're kind of looking to make things a little bit more realistic this year as our side still hasn't taken that next step on. So we're still going to continue to sim the big teams and play everyone else to give a more overall realistic picture of where we are as a side and as a club, which should be about mid-table again. We kind of overachieved slightly last year, somehow managed to luck our way into Europe, and we're looking to kind of build on that whilst also keeping things relatively within the scale of realism and not just being like, okay, promoted side 8th, oh, title, which is the way the majority of things tend to go in FIFA series. We're trying to actually avoid that with this one and try something new in the last series of FIFA 21 before, of course, we delve into FIFA 22. So, without any further ado, recently promoted back to the Premier League, Fulham find themselves just above the relegation zone in 17th, and maybe we can put them into the relegation zone. To Craven Cottage we go. The home side line up as follows. Fabrizio in goal for them. Kenny Teta, Michael Hector, Adarabioyo and Joe Bryan at the back. Jean-Michel Seri alongside Stefan Johansson. Harry Wilson, new signing of course on the right hand side. And Ivan Cavallero leading the line up top. Bobby De Cordova-Reid and Koulibaly sat behind him alongside Harry Wilson, who was recommended by one of you in the comment section to be someone that we looked to sign. But of course, having just signed for Fulham, it was an option we didn't take. That was one of the transfers we made, one of the 300 plus transfers we made as we created this save. To point out to you as well, actually, Philip Billing has now completed his change to a CDM and is now a 77 rated CDM. And this is, I believe, Esri Konsa's debut for us. And then we might well see Robert Scoe make his debut later in the game as well. Wait and see how things progress. But hopefully we can get a solid result here. They're a side that have come up from the league below and not necessarily clicked at the Premier League level yet, as I don't expect they will do throughout the full season. So we should be getting 3 points here, regardless of being away from home. A local-ish derby. We'll see what we can do. Back to Kenny Teta and then Jean-Michel Seri. Just seeing that deep-lying playmaker role. Stefan Johansson trying to dictate play as well from the middle. Just overran that slightly. Matthias Jensen's having to fill in at right back at the moment as Roslu's gone walkabouts. David Raya with the most ridiculous of reflex saves. Cavallero, he's just caught it as his arm is moving up. Brilliant stop. Harry Wilson will take the corner for Fulham, and so far I don't think I've even ventured into their half. Tosin wins the header, Adarabioyo, but it's going to go over the top of the bar and quite comfortably away, hoping that Christophe Raya and Esri Konsa can create quite a decent partnership in central defence, as we've obviously now made the move to drop Pontus Jansson from our starting lineup. Matthias Jensen has been a great source of goals for us recently, but that was a shit pass. Koulibaly back to Joe Bryan. Decent left back Joe Bryan. We did use Fulham in one of these kind of last series of the year saves in a previous year. It may have been FIFA 18, perhaps, I think, where we used Fulham as the promoted side. And now it's Brentford's turn. It is a nice way to end off any given FIFA year. I think last year actually we might have ended the season with the Cambridge save. Oh, Matthias, with the goal scoring form you've been in, I was expecting that to bury itself in the bottom corner. 3 goals in his last 3 games, and he should have had 4 in his last 4 there. That is very much a puff out your cheeks moment. How's he missed that? It's Koulibaly down the right-hand side of our defence. Roslu out to him. This is excellent football from Fulham. They have been playing really well. Rico Henry steps in to deny them the goal-scoring chance there, and De Silva will look to counter. Loose touch though, and Bobby Reid has taken it off me. Now Fulham will build again. Bobby Reid found again, and Cavallero's come the closest so far with that effort. That was very well saved. Now Bobby De Cordova-Reid has given Fulham a lead. The newly promoted side are ahead against the old newly promoted side. Back nicely to Joe Bryant. Through the gap to Ivan Cavallero. And Koulibaly's Esri Concert trying to get it off him, but can't. That's going to go straight to Christophe Rayer, though. And De Silva will look to break with it. Jensen options right in Mbermo. And straight ahead in Ivan Toney. Mbermo was the obvious. Jensen again, now looking for Ivan Toney. Oh, I went back heel there, really. We've gotten lucky with the ball striking an arm, and now we have a free kick opportunity. Now, Ola Søndergaard scored a free kick in a similar sort of range earlier in the season, but Mikael Damsgaard scored an outrageous free kick against England in the Euros from this sort of range. Might even have been a little bit further out. We'll try and replicate it if we can. Time it yellow. Oh, very, very close to finding that top corner. If Fabricio was a couple of inches shorter and hadn't moved his feet quite so quickly, then that would certainly have found its way into the top corner with a very spectacular free kick. Koulibaly played in behind here, and, well, he needs to work on his crossing. Harry Wilson with the throw. Can Rico Henry get to that? He can, but he can't direct it to either teammate that was down the line. Instead, he splits the two of them and finds the Fulham man. Thankfully, he's gotten to that one instead. De Silva will drive forward. Now, you can see Mikael Damsgaard on the far side push forward, but Jensen is the obvious option here. De Silva's arriving. Oh, it's meant for Damsgaard. We found him anyway, and we do have the equaliser. Oh, lucky that he hadn't just drifted offside there when Josh De Silva helped it round the corner, but we are level at Craven Cottage. We've had to work really hard for that goal as well. Fulham been really solid defensively, particularly difficult to break down. Josh De Silva broke into the space, just helps it on its way. That extra touch making the difference, and Damsgaard on his own at the back post, sneaking in. Hit it perhaps a bit too close to the keeper for my liking, but still finding the back of the net. We are level, and there are 20 minutes to find another. Christophe Rayer overruns it a little bit, and here's Harry Wilson. Rico Henry trying to win it off him. Philip Billing not utilising his strength as best he could there. Outmuscled off it by young Harry Wilson. Small, tiny little Harry Wilson in comparison to Philip Billing. I was kind of hoping he'd be better than that. He's done well there, though. But then outmuscled by Tosin. And I can't squeeze it to Ivan Toney to look for a winner. We came from 1-0 down. Sorry, we came from 2-1 down to win 3-2 against West Brom in a game against the recently promoted side earlier in the season. We're looking to do 1-0 to 2-1 here on this occasion. Josh De Silva just going to turn away. Jensen trying to power his way through but can't. It looks like it's going to be a draw then against Fulham. So in the games against promoted sides, we've lost against Cardiff, although that was a sim. We've beaten West Brom, and provided they don't score here, we're going to draw against Fulham. So one of each. A single point to start us off, and a game in the Europa League on the horizon that we should be winning, but you can argue we should have won that one, so I'm not going to take anything for granted in Europe. Arsenal lose 2-1 at home to West Ham as things get worse for them. I'm not going to take anything for granted here. Servette should be a simple brush apart. It's actually Dynamo Kiev, not Dynamo Moscow. I apologise. I mentioned in yesterday's episode, and I think earlier on today as well, that was Dynamo Moscow. It's not. It's Dynamo Kiev of the Ukraine, not of Russia and Moscow. Apologies. Right then, cracking further forward. Let's go and play Dynamo Kiev as they come to us, or we go to them. They come to us. Again, Valencia's talks break down with another side. The last time you saw me accept a bid for Valencia, those talks broke down, accepted another bid off camera, and he's now rejected that one as well. He's turned down about 5 teams now. Wish he'd just fuck off. Right. With the game against Liverpool on the horizon in just 3 days' time, I may rotate a little bit here, but I'm still going to start as strong a side as I dare risk to ensure that we get the 3 points. In Europe for the group stage, Anderson, Janssen, Sko, Janelt, Søndergaard, Wissa and Weaver. The changes that I've made to my starting lineup here to play against Dynamo Kiev. Wait and see what their lineup looks like in a moment. I'll just quickly show it for you on screen here rather than, because I started to talk, just stop and wait for the graphics. So Boyko in goal, Mikolenko, Popov, Zabani and Kezura at the back. In midfield, Verbitz, Shapelev, Bialski and Karaveev. And then Shaparenko sat behind Supriyaha. So Shaparenko is probably the only name that I recognise from that list, to be completely honest. My knowledge of Ukrainian football is minimal at best, as you could tell from the fact that I mistakenly took Dynamo Kiev's badge for Dynamo Moscow's badge. Oh God, apologies again for that. Any Dynamo Kiev fans watching, or just in general Ukrainians watching. Nice tackle by Yanelt though, and we will get rid of the ball. Forward to Elliot Weaver. I'm hoping can actually provide a decent performance here. Johan Wisser in the first team lineup for the first time in a while. And very nearly scoring his first European goal for the club. He's right-footed, so I decided to put him on the right of the front three rather than the left. And he wasn't far away from giving us a 1-0 lead. Win that header, please. Well up, Yanelt. Jensen helps it on to Sendra. Damsgaard quickly to Weaver, and here's Jensen. Oh, he's not quick, but he's quick enough. What a save by Boyko. Oh, Jensen. He could have had a couple of goals today now. That added to the one he missed in the Fulham game. Sko has used his head there rather than his feet for some reason, given possession away. And now he's out of position, and we're on the back foot. Esri Konsa trying to deal with the attentions of Karavayev. He's offside there as the ball goes through, but Raya claims it anyway and will get the free kick. We should be 1-0 up, but that's an excellent stop by their goalkeeper. Oh, he split the two centre-backs there, and that's a hell of a finish from Supriyaha. And Dynamo Kiev take a 1-0 lead. We miss out on the ball in the middle, and then, well, what's the change of direction of the run and just splitting the two centre-backs, but take nothing away from the finish. There's still a lot to do there from the edge of the box with two defenders around him, and he's just pinged it early, caught the keeper out positionally, and even if he was in a better position, I don't think he'd have gotten to it. Shot power and accuracy too high. 1-0 to the away side. The first goal that we've conceded in a played European game so far. We've played one, simmed three. Atletico take a 1-0 lead in their game. And the one game we did play, we won 8-0. Evidently, we're not going to do that in the group stage. But I would have liked... Oh, it's handball. I would have liked to have started better than we did here. Could have been 1-0 up. Instead, we're 1-0 down. Quickly to Damsgaard. Finds Söndergaard. Yanel trying to hold off everybody. They're pressing well here, Kiev, aren't they? Really well. Yanel will find Joel Anderson here. Wisser is available down the right, but he just keeps disappearing offside there. He's not quite able to hold his run as intelligently as some of our other players. Elliot Weaver played in there. Damsgaard is the one that I'll look for out wide. Back on the right. Deliver it towards the back post. Headed away by the defender. Söndergaard, no, Janelt even misses out on that physical encounter, and we don't win possession back. Janelt putting the press on ourselves, though, now trying to force a mistake, but they ride it out. They're not to be rushed into an error. And now Shaparenko could set his teammates away again. Verbitz down the line. Man at the back post, the only one to aim for at the moment. More arriving in support now. And you will need them, but it looks like we're going to be 1-0 down here at half-time. And maybe more if this leads to a second goal. He had enough time and space there to take a touch, bring it down and pick a spot. An opportunity wasted for Dynamo Kiev. Hopefully by the end of the game, they'll be ruining that because we'll have found at least one, if not two, in response. Looking through there for Mikkel Damsgaard. We are going to get the chance to finish this counter-attack. I just need to find a teammate in the middle. We'll have the corner. The referee will allow us to take it. Please, Elliot, win this header at the near post. Oh, I think he did, but he's headed it against Karavayev, and it's gone back out for another corner. We'll try again. Jensen delivers. Keeper's going to come for this, is he? He is, and that will be half-time. 1-0 down. Dynamo Kiev, so much better defensively than I expected them to be. I definitely didn't underestimate them coming into this game. I expected it to be a tough physical encounter, but they have been better than even we expected when trying to take them, or when genuinely taking them seriously as an opposition. This press, they've pressed so much better than the bigger Premier League sides. They're so much more efficient at it, and I'm not able to catch them on the counter because they leave their fullbacks back. Against the bigger AI sides in the Premier League, they just throw caution to the wind defensively, whereas the AI here, they are pressing, but they're pressing while still remaining some still keeping some defensive discipline, leaving some players back. Sundergaard is able to find some space in behind here, and we'll look to turn. I'll have to look for a teammate. Wissa on the overlap is Anderson driving into the box. We'll stand it up looking for Elliot Weaver in the middle, and Boyko makes the interception. Half an hour to play. We had to rely on a latest goal against Fulham. It looks like we'll have to rely on a latest goal here against Dynamo Kiev if we're to avoid defeat on this occasion as well. Wissa will throw this into Josh De Silva. Try to help it back to Matthias Jensen. A corner here. Jensen will take it. Headed towards this is Ezri Konso's won the header brilliantly, but it will go wide of the target. Nikolenko to the middle. Here's Bielski, Shaparenko. Pontus Jansson needed to get to that and didn't. And time is running out for us here. They've got the advantage as well. Is he onside here? Yes. I need to get it forward quickly. And we need to knock this down. But it's not even going to reach Weaver before the whistle goes. It's defeat in our first European group stage game. Dynamo Kiev come across from Ukraine. And from one capital to the other, they travel across Europe and beat us. Chelsea win 3-0 in their game. The other game in our group stage, I couldn't scroll down quickly enough to see. Last we heard, Atleti had taken a 1-0 lead. Matthias Jensen has completed his development schedule. He's might be 78 rated now, 77 rated now. Currently still carrying the captain's armband. It's going to take a little while for him to grow anywhere else, more than a year. So we'll just leave his development style as it is for the time being. Hopefully dynamic potential can kick in for him next season. Right. Liverpool, top of the table, simming the big games. As you can see, their starting lineup on the right-hand side, and it looks as you would expect it to. Liverpool had really not made many signings in this save so far, at all. We get a 1-1 draw. Gerrard scoring for Liverpool. That would be Gerard Moreno, one of the signings they have made. Ivan Toney gave us a 1-0 lead. Simming at home against Liverpool, we get a 1-1 draw. We'll take it. Next for us was Tranmere in the Cup. That one we can sim with this 11. And actually, let me take Thompson out for Sko. I just need to move this this lineup around a little bit. I'm tempted to put Bartelsen in, but I won't. I'll leave David Raya in for now. And Christopher Ayer can come out. And we will throw Strom in his place, just to ensure that he keeps getting some first-team football. Everyone else, yeah, starting where they should be. Actually, I'm going to swap those two around. Right, we'll sim with that side then, and we'll see what we can do against Tranmere away in the Carabao Cup. It should be straightforward, even with that rotated 11. Should be strong enough to see off Tranmere. They're not even close to strong enough to seeing off Tranmere, though. 3-1 to Tranmere Rovers. I expect much better of my players. That is not good enough from my second string 11. They absolutely should be winning that. We're now 11th in the Premier League. The full strength 11 will be back together for the first time in a little while, but we should have won that against Tranmere. That's frustrating. Right then, Everton away. I think that said they were playing Isco at striker. Everton with Pickford in between the sticks. Michael Keane at right back. Branthwaite, Holgate and Ben Godfrey. Allen and Tom Davies holding. Iwobi, Demarai Gray and Richarlison with Isco, yes, at striker. James on the bench. DCL. Sergi Roberto, Moise Keane. They're playing seemingly 4 centre-backs across the back 4. Ben Godfrey does have the pace and ability to play as a wide back. Michael Keane, I don't think does. Mason Holgate can play as right back, and perhaps they should have played him out there. But regardless, it's still a back 4 that we should be able to attack and do well against. I could really do with doing well against them as well. After a draw against Fulham and defeat against Dynamo Kiev, I could really do with a little bit of a morale boost here. We've worked that beautifully, and Josh De Silva is in behind. And if you can find the angle for the shot, we could have scored. Oh, and Godfrey's there with the tackle. Billing trying to show some vision. See the man out wide, but again, Mbomo's shot is blocked. That's twice. He's had blocked shots when in a great position to score. Can Jensen win this header against Ben Godfrey? He can. Röslu brings that down. He'll go again, the right back. And he's past the defender. Röslu! Pickford with the save. Win this, Josh De Silva. Allen leaps well enough to put him off. Well, we've certainly started the better side there then, haven't we? But now here they come on the counter-attack with Richarlison. Ezri Konsa's going to have to come across and deal with this. I nearly dived in there, and I'm glad I didn't in the end, because Richarlison turned, and I might well have got sent off for tackling him from behind. Now it's Ben Godfrey forward from left back. Richarlison is coming. Richarlison arrives, but he's not doing anything with it yet. 15 minutes in. We've had some, well, a number of chances now. But Ben Godfrey can't seem to create anything. It's just an unfamiliar position for him. Here's Alex Iwobi, though. He's got some space. Finds Tom Davies and Tottenham. And Everton lead. Tom Davies squeezing it home at the near post. That's a disappointing goal to concede, to be honest. Really disappointing goal to concede. Just around the corner, and he shouldn't be squeezing it in from there. We behind again. We are Strugs. Second season syndrome is real. Out wide nicely to Roslu. Try and draw the defender in so we can then get Mbeumo in behind, which is what we've done nicely. And he's someone to pull off. Tony has done. Can he find the space for the shot? No is the answer. Josh De Silva can't do that either. Back to Philip Billing. He does have the occasional banger in his locker, Philip Billing, with excellent shot power. Was in a good position there. Oh, Damsgaard can find Josh De Silva here. And I'll look from Mbeumo. And around the corner, Jensen, and in the middle, Tony. It would have been a brilliant move. We could still score. Damsgaard wins that header, and Mbeumo will get to that first and knock it back to Billing. The opportunity is still here to score the equalising goal. Tony just trying to keep it away from all the defenders that are with me. Jensen. Just waiting for that one dodgy touch that leads to the opposition getting a foot in. You know it's coming. Putting all the pressure on Everton in this game, but I can't find a goal. I have not been playing very well today. A 1-1 draw against Fulham, a 1-0 defeat against Dynamo Kiev, and now struggling here against Everton too. Oh, and I can't score! Pissing me off! Jensen with the corner. Please, Ivan, bury this. Godfrey's put it behind for another corner. We'll try again. That's going to be towards Mbeumo. Trying to find Ivan bloody Tony. Come on, Ivan. That's probably too close to the keeper. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Oh, we go Christopher. Oh, I can't score, lads. I can't score. Do not lose possession here. Oh, dearie me. What is going on today? I need goals and I need them quickly. Half-time stats, other than the goal statistic, make good reading. We've been the better side, creating 5 times as many chances, scoring 100% less goals. I cannot seem to get the ball in the back of the net in today's episode. And it's not like we're struggling to create the chances either. Although I guess a number of those shots there, perhaps the stats are a bit misleading because of the flurry we had at the beginning of the half. Ivan Toney looking to find the ball into the back of the net. Can't do it. Well blocked. Everton have got so many men back here. Philip Billing. And they're forcing me back. Well, I guess if we go backwards to then come forwards, it will draw them out of position a bit. And some space might open up. Tony's going to have to stay away from the defender there. Quick 1-2. Branthwaite still holding me off. Billing, I tried to squeeze it through a gap that just wasn't there. 1-0 down continually. Still can't find that fucking goal. Alan to Michael Keane. Forcing him backwards. That was terrible by Michael Keane. Looking for Ivan Toney. And now Keane is out of position on this far side. Damsgaard could hopefully provide something for us. I see Mbeumo at the back post. That's who we'll look for. Yes! Mbeumo! A goal at last! A goal at last! To be fair, it was Jensen that was in the most space, but Mbeumo just gets there ahead of Ben Godfrey. Perhaps shouldn't have. Godfrey will be disappointed, as will, well, Carlo Ancelotti in-game, although he's not Everton manager anymore. It's Rafa Benitez. Would be disappointed that he didn't get there. I'm absolutely thrilled that Bryan Mbeumo has got his first goal of the Premier League season so far this season. It was Mbeumo, it was Damsgaard, it was Josh De Silva and Ivan Toney that scored all of our goals last season, basically as a foursome, and mainly just Ivan Toney and Josh De Silva. And nobody has really been scoring a lot of goals so far this year. This season is kind of more how I expected last season to go. And last season is kind of more how you would expect a second season to go. Regardless, I don't suppose the team looks that much different to how it did from season 1. A couple of individual changes, but other than a couple of improvements in growth, no massive jumps in overall rating for any position and any player. I'm just going to try and get rid of this with Rico Henry, and he's done well. Until Jensen just inexplicably backed away from the ball. Get a foot in. Oh, fuck. Get out. Go away. Jesus wept. It's just a struggle today. Just pure strugs. Richarlison with the corner. Delivered deep. Delivered well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin challenging really well for that. Ben Godfrey might shoot. He won't. James does. It hits Rico Henry. Away, please. Oh, and it won't quite find Ivan Toney. Come on. Get out. DCL. Oh, it just keeps falling for them. 80% possession Everton have had in the last 15 minutes. 80! I can't even get a touch of the ball, let alone the chance to score a second goal. Give me the ball back! It's not a foul! Oh, God, even when I do win the ball back, the referee gives them a free kick. Richarlison with a free kick. Demarai Gray off now for Moise Kean, as Richarlison will take the free kick. He might lay this short, actually. He's going for goal, Richarlison, and that was a waste. Ivan Toney. Canos has come on in a central role for Jensen. I brought him in centre mid and kind of moved him forward to Cam. Oh, please. Ivan Toney in behind. Oh, please. Oh, please. Yes! Ivan fucking Toney! 2-1 Brentford. Everton players on the floor. Oh, I needed that. We needed that. Thank God, we can win football games still. Jesus Christ, I thought maybe I'd done too much when I turned onto his right, but if I'd have shot on his left, he wouldn't have scored. The touch onto the right absolutely had to be made. Oh, and he swept it home. Yes, Ivan! He single-handedly almost kept us up last season, or at least single-handedly kept us away from the relegation zone, and he and Josh De Silva's goals kept us up. And hopefully he's going to do the same again this year too. He's not scored many this year, but that is the biggest and most important of the season so far. We will win at Goodison Park. And we will win putting in a display that even though there aren't that many goals, and it was frustrating, it has been a great team performance and one that we deserved the victory from, which is most important. I want to put in the performances where we deserve the victory. I don't want to luck my way to victory. I want to earn it. And we earned that. Very much so with the 3 games played today. We ground away at Fulham to find an equaliser. We tried as best we could against Dinamo Kiev, but couldn't find a way through. And we did get success against Everton. A win. The game against Atletico Madrid on the horizon, which will be simmed. As Dinamo Kiev win their game against us. And unsurprisingly, Atletico Madrid won their game against Servette. What is that one email? It's Christopher Ayer saying, great win. Thank you, mate. Brilliant. Absolutely superb. Right, Atletico Madrid. This one's going to be a defeat, isn't it? Luis Suarez still up top for them. Oblak, Lodi, Jimenez, Felipe, Vichalco. Kondogbia, Llorente, Saul, Fabian, Carrasco, Suarez. That's a very familiar looking Atleti 11 at least, isn't it? But it's a Atleti 11 that we lose to. We very nearly lost 1-0. But then Mbeumo equalised with 4 minutes to go, only for Luis Suarez to then score again 2 minutes later, 2 minutes from time, to give Atleti a 2-1 win. A Suarez brace, in fact. That's actually more encouraging than the defeat to Dinamo Kiev. Manchester City, who are third, have lost 1 game all season, have offered me the managerial position. The fuck is that about? I hate career mode in that sense. There is no realistic managerial market whatsoever. Why would Pep have been sacked being third in the Premier League after 7 games? It's just a joke. It's just a joke. That wouldn't happen in real life. Oh, I'm so desperate for a proper managerial market in career mode. We're not going to get it anytime soon, I don't think, but it's certainly something that I will continue to push for with the devs. Tomorrow, Newcastle, Servette will sim Tottenham, Arsenal and Chelsea, and we will play Servette again in the next episode as well. So, Newcastle, Servette twice in the next episode. Be the first time that we haven't done a full month per game, more so because we have 3 of the sides that we decided that we're going to sim this season and then play everybody else, basically. Oh, I'm so annoyed that we haven't been able to get the win against Fulham. Haven't been able to avoid defeat against Dynamo Kiev, and I've been offered the Manchester City fucking job. Joke. Never mind. Hopefully 22 will be better. As we said when 21 came out, as we said when 20 came out, as we said when 19 came out. There are improvements made every year. We have to be honest about that. It just isn't everything that we'd like so far, but hopefully soon come. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.